All right, girls, feel my muscles. Feel my muscles.
Oh my God.
All right, okay.
Gosh.
In this video, we're not talking about muscles. And we're talking about the internal courage. Because as being women, especially even being Asian woman, I know growing up with my mom, she was always scared of my dad. I was always like, oh my God, woman, you need to be more courageous and stand up for yourself, etc. But luckily, I kind of got a little bit of my dad, actually a lot of my dad. I saw that strong side of it and I'm like, I want a piece of you, because he's so strong and dominating that I really felt like I learned to be like a lion like him. And so all my life, I just had this courage to like kind of push through, because when I see my mum being not courageous, it hurts. I can see it's painful. And so I try to be the opposite. And so in this video, let's talk about how we can be more courageous. And where did you get your bloody courage from?
Yeah, Jacqui.
Peer pressure always helps. Actually, peer pressure can be good. And saying, for an example, this is in 2001, I went to New Zealand with my brother-in-law and they were we were going bungee jumping and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go. And I'm like, oh shit, no, okay. I stood there for 20 minutes, but then I felt good. They've been waiting for 20 minutes. Oh, I better go. There's just a little bit of peer pressure in a positive way can be really good. However, for me, getting over courage is just have the courage to also fail forward thinking.
I always look for the good. You know how people are scared of failure or scared of taking action because they're scared it's going to fail? Somehow I'm always like such a dreamer. I'm always thinking of the good thing that will come out of it. So that's how I'm courageous.
I'm a bit like Lynn. I have been told, when I get into that state, that you have a thought and you go all euphoric already. You know, like you're imagining you're there already. So I was, like really great visualization. And people always question, it's like blind faith. I always get that thing said to me, oh, Jennifer, you have blind faith. And I was like, great, I said, it's so great. Ignorance is blissful, isn't it? I'm just so ignorant to everything. I'll just do it anyway.
What is faith? Because that is so important. What do you believe faith is?
For me personally, I just feel like faith is something that I feel a strong alignment with. Sometimes when you feel a certain way, and I said, I don't know why I feel this. Don't ask me why I feel this, and don't ask me how I know this. I just feel like this. So for me, that is something that's divinely guided. So it's like faith.
Likewise, that's why you say blind faith. I don't feel like you even need to add the word blind, because faith actually means seeing things even though it's not there. Like I saw the good things out of it, or I saw my future, hence it gave me the courage. But when people don't have faith and can't imagine life being better than that, they won't take action because they're like, this is my life, how is it possible? And that without faith, I think this is why you can't have the courage.
I think faith is definitely an important part. I also think for me, it's like, what is the worst thing that can happen? Right? And understanding that, everything's just going to work out. And imperfect action, I love this thank you, Sally, because she mentioned this. Imperfect action is better than no action at all.
Exactly.
And failure is really the failure to participate. If you don't participate.
And then what happens when you take one courageous action is that you get better at it. It's like a muscle. You're like, oh, that wasn't that bad, or there was a lot to learn from it. And then it gets better.
Yeah, but it's not like you take action and everything's great. Usually you take action and you fall flat on your face.
Yes.
So that's usually normal. And that, I call it the obstacle. And usually I always find that the opportunity is a thing. It's a seed that's inside. It's a present. And the obstacle is the box or the wrapping. So you need to confront the obstacle, overcome the obstacle so you can access the present.
Yeah, it's so true. Every time I've taken a bold action, it actually feels worse. So like things would get worse before it gets better. But then now I'm so used to pattern. And that's the thing, you have to experience life and kind of keep doing it. And then you kind of see a pattern. It's like every time I take a leap, oh my God, like I freak out and then things kind of get a bit worse. But it's almost the universe testing you, are you truly real? Like, do you really
deserve this?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Exactly. And then you stick to it and then the good things come out.
And then have you ever done this, right? You're so scared, but then you do have the courage to do it. And then you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do that earlier? I wish I done that earlier.
And then once it's done, you love it.
You're like, oh my gosh, I should have just gone for it earlier,
And here's the thing. Sometimes people disguise their fear with like, it's not my thing, I don't like that thing, or I'm not good at that thing, but really they haven't even bloody tried it. And when you try it, you're like, oh my God, I really like that. It's like, I was so shy, I really didn't think I could be talking this much.
We can't stop her
she
right
can
now.
talk this much.
I know.
So yeah, and then what I learned now is that you don't know yourself. You don't know, and that's what courage will take you to a new life, to this excitement. Like, I want to share with you that I just started taking singing lesson.
Actually, she's a very good
I took
singer
singing
already.
lesson, and you know what? I was freaking out because I've always sang casually, right? This is like a professional setting, and all of a sudden I felt, oh my God, am I good enough? And then she's gonna pick my flaws. I already know my flaws because after I sing a little bit, I'm like strained. But I'm still practicing taking courageous action because you know why? I'm so craving for the other side. It's like, what can I learn from this experience? And already I learned I have to go and see a speech therapist. Because it's more than singing lessons I need. I actually need to go and practice how to work my diaphragm or something. And only a speech therapist will know. And already I'm so glad to open my eyes up to learning things, how I can improve myself.
Well, Lynn has this strong, deep addiction for life experience, and also that you know how some people are really adventurous and they're addicted to the adventure part. Lynn is addicted to the progression. I think you're addicted to the learn, the overcome,
growth.
and then the growth and that challenging thing. So like just how she attacked the gym. Like she's got these. Yeah, you do. You've got like really firm biceps there.
So yeah, back to being courageous. You know what makes me courageous is I always want to lead by example. It's like I know so many people are afraid or don't dare to take something. I know it's kind of bad, but it's kind of like I want to be that hero. I want to be like, fine, I want to save you. If no one's gonna do it, I will do it. And every time
Lynn will save you.
You could start something small. Think about who you're doing this for.
Yes, exactly.
My children, for example, I want to lead by example with my children, so I've got to be the first one to take that step.
Yeah.
Right? And even that is a great motivation for you.
Yeah. And because I always think people always wish that they, like you said before, took the action earlier because it's it's in there. You know that you should, but you don't because you just lack a bit of courage. But what we're trying to say is courage can be developed and you just keep doing little things. It means have the courage to just stand up and talk in front of some people before you would want to talk in front of thousands. The other day I went down a really steep slide. Now that's nothing to a little kid, but that was a lot to me, right? And a lot of adults will do, but I was just like, come on, even a little kid could do it and I can't. And so I'm so glad I did because now going to Queensland soon, I'm actually excited. Maybe I'll go on some rides again.
Hey!
But like after many years when you don't do something anymore, you think, oh my God, nah, it's too scary, whatever. But then you forgot how fun it is to experience the rides again.
Or here's the other thing. When you get to a certain age, you might be saying, I'm over 40 or I'm over 50 now. I'm getting scared and maybe I shouldn't be doing those things. So what are your thoughts or beliefs around that? Because here's the thing. Just because we're 50 doesn't mean that we can't have the courage to do the things and try new things, right?
Yes. So this leads us to the next episode where we're going to talk about the different ages of women and what to expect and how you could really still have a great life no matter what age you are. So tune in to our next episode and ask us any questions in the comments. Bye.
Bye.